The dangers of using automated valuation systems when it comes to land. I'm talking with Aaron Shu of Acres on how that can be dangerous and how Acres can help provide some information to get you a frame of reference on land prices. Hope you guys enjoyed this clip. Here we go.
But yeah, by and large, faster due diligence, ask the right questions. We're not going to answer every question, right? Our goal is to give you the data to take a deeper look digitally, get 90% there, ask better, more precise questions when you do visit the farm, right? We're not a fan of automatically valuing farmland. It's a very difficult task. And so we trust local experts to carry out that part of the equation. We have some additional tools to help with it, but in general, we want to give you all the right tools to ask the right questions and speed up your due diligence process.
Yeah, to your point of not wanting to give a valuation, I think we've seen how that worked for Zillow and their Zestimate with when they were buying stuff like on an automated basis based off their own algorithm. It shows that things are just a little bit more complex.
It's true. And I think even more so with farmland. I mean, just to kind of maybe follow the rabbit trail here for a minute, with ag land, one, you've got just far less sales, right? If you're looking at residential, you've got sales every day in your area probably that you can build into a model. So you can pull a lot more information. You tend to have a lot of information, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, year the house was built.
Square footage.
So you can actually, like tons of stuff. But on a farm, okay, well, it's got, 4 improvements. You got a barn and 2 sheds and a house. And then you've got, 4 pivots. One's brand new and 3 or 6 years old. And one's, whatever. Like by the time you start calibrating the value of that property across all those domains, there's no way we can provide all of that information and come up with a valuation within our digital tool that makes sense. So we do have some tools. It's called Ag Valuation. We have it as a separate offering now. It'll be integrated into Acres in the near future. But basically, as long as you have property level information, we help set the market baseline. And we give the land experts the ability to go in and toggle through with that specific property information to get a good valuation, one that you could trust and is in fact can be USPAP certified. So that's a really exciting thing we're working on now.
Yeah,
but we will not put a Zestimate like feature on the map because we feel like it's probably misleading.
Yeah, or you'd have to have like a 20 to 25% variance, which I think that's what the Zestimate. I think that's what they say is a 20-25% estimate. I was like, well, I think most people can be within 20% of what they think in most scenarios. But I want your opinion on this because you're working on this in this field every single day. I mean, there's this movement of just more transparency with land overall. What do you think that does to the entire industry over the next 5 or 10 years? Well, in comparison to the previous 5 to 10, just to add another layer.
Sure. That's a really great thought experiment, actually. So with transparency, I think comes efficiency. So you see, fair market value, right? That's a big piece of it is providing data, access to good comparable sales, listings, along with all this other information. It just arms both sellers with the right information. And I think we're going to see that hopefully tools like this where more data is more accessible faster, transactions will speed up. We have a lot of farmland that's going to turn over due to succession, right? The average age of the farmer is like 65 plus or something like that. So a lot of families are going to turn over. It's going to get passed to the son or the nephew or somebody like that. In some cases, it's going to get sold to a farm manager or someone else, a neighbor. So the more of this data becomes available, the faster I think those transactions will happen. So I would argue, I don't know if I could say 5-10 years, but historically we'll say land transactions taking a lot of time, right? Due diligence takes a lot of time. You're boots on the ground. You're having to walk properties, take a lot of notes, go back, go chase down courthouse, chase down additional mapping documents. And then you've got to get an appraiser. And that often takes, 6 weeks and it's expensive. So it's just been really slow. And even still as a buyer, you may not have great information about that farm. It's a little bit like buying a used car. Like, how much do you trust the guy selling you the car? So in our case, and by all means, they're great used car salesmen, right? I've bought a number of used cars and I'm really happy with them because I trust the people giving it to me. But often in the land sales market, you may not know who you're working with, and you may not know the property you're working with. So by providing a lot of this data digitally, it just helps you ask the right questions when you go meet that seller, go meet that broker and walk the property. You know exactly where to go look, where to ask the right question.
Mm-hmm. It's instead of Carfax, it's Farm Facts. And I think
Farm Facts. I dig that. That's a great idea.
And I think that, to your point, like with all the tools that are on there, you really can, like with using the vegetation index, using the historical imagery, using the FEMA floodplain, like you can really get a lot of those blemishes of a farm in a really fast fashion. Because if, let's say, it's a little bit different if you're buying the farm that you drove by for the last 20 years of your life. Like you have a pretty good idea of like, well, it might flood in the spring. But let's say you're wanting someone, you're someone that wants to buy land just a little bit, maybe outside of your radius or in a different state. I mean, just to go through and click through all that stuff is just, it's just hard. I think maybe people won't appreciate it enough because of how powerful it really is. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, I think so faster and more efficient. I think that's the name of the game. Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. My name is Jake Hofer, and I'm a real estate agent out of the state of Illinois, and it's my goal to help 100 people buy their first farm. Been doing that with the Land Podcast and clips like this every single Thursday and Saturday that are released here on the channel. And to be one of those 100 people, all you have to do is, if you're in the state of Illinois and I can help you, I'd be happy to do so. Number two, if you want to get connected with someone that can help you, reach out and I'll be happy to get you in contact with an agent that I would personally do business with. And the last one is, if you just simply learn something from the content we're putting out or you get inspired to take action, I want to know, get you out of that spreadsheet. I'm on a mission to help 100 people. Until next time, see ya.